Hi there, welcome back to another sci-fi chat here on the channel. I'm Jennifer Kirk.
And I'm Zoe Kirk Robinson.
And together we're going to be looking into and discussing some of the sci-fi conundrums of our time. And we've also got a cat coming in. So this is Fred. So don't mind Fred. She'll be all over us like a cheap suit. She likes attention and she likes to stare at you. So she's actually staring at the screen, I think. But ignore the cat. Let's move on. What question have we got here?
Okay, what I've got here is a generalised one. Book collecting. How to do it and what to avoid. I think this is a general one, but I think it's something that we can definitely talk about as experts.
I think that in the book collecting, I'm probably the bigger book collector than you. You go for specific books. I go for sets of books. And for me, and it doesn't mean there's a right way or a wrong way. Essentially, with collecting books, you've got to ask yourself why you collect them. Do you want to collect rare first editions? Do you want to collect all of a particular imprint? Or do you want to collect everything by a particular author or a particular genre? You have to decide first and foremost which of those you're going for. And in my case, I like to go for books that represent things that I want to read, but also then once you get within that, I don't know how well they come. In fact, now I'm looking there. There's certain books, like so, for example, up here behind Zoe. These are Penguin Classics, and the reason that I've got all these is because they're all the same cover artwork style, so they all match each other. Some of the books, yes, I really want to read them. Other ones, they're interesting, but primarily for me, it's the old OCD thing of what they look like on the shelves. But then there's other things, like short introductions too. We've been building them up, and it's just there's so many interesting topics.
I think that actually fits straight into why I collect certain books. I'm not going for sets in the same way that Jen is. I collect everything by certain authors. We've got Greg Egan up here, all of his work.
Oh, and the
Terry Pratchett, Stephen King, people like that. But also, my main collection at the moment is all of the Disney canon Star Wars books. So, Aftermath, or the Throne books, things like that. All the ones that are in the new continuity since Disney said no to Legends and put that into Apocrypha, essentially. I want to know exactly what's going on in Star Wars so I can follow the films properly.
Well, yeah, just because we're getting a very low battery warning, I'm going to try and round this one up. So essentially, it's knowing what you want to collect. There's no hard and fast rules.
Oh, I would say there are hard and fast rules. Definitely.
It's like collecting anything else in many ways. Don't think that book collecting is any different from, say, collecting
stamps or collecting coins or collecting plates.
Or model railway stuff.
Yeah. So the rule that I always say is focus on the things that you are passionate about. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to collect every book, because you'll never do it. Books are thousands of years old. But let's say, I really adore The Lord of the Rings, so I'm going to get a full set of The Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion and the Middle-earth books in a certain binding. But because I specifically like The Hobbit or something like that, I will get every single version of The Hobbit that was ever produced in Britain. Or maybe I will get all of the copies of The Hobbit that were produced in one single binding. So the Polish version, the French version, or whatever, in that particular binding.
Or you
something interesting like that.
Or like my aunt and uncle, they like to collect, I believe, first editions of scientific books and a lot of non-fiction books, but not so much recent stuff. I believe they probably have got a lot of more recent stuff. But you're talking about things going back to the 19th century and before. And that's their thing. For them, it's first editions. So there's lots of ways you can collect books.
But I think the main one is always know what you're collecting and why. So for me, I will pick up every new Star Wars book that comes out because I will read it. And I enjoy reading them. And I want the full set so I can go back to them and compare when they inevitably get things wrong. For Jen, you like the fact that they're all the same on the shelf, don't you?
But also another important thing is set yourself a goal.
Yes.
If it's open-ended, it'll get boring very quickly.
You will. I think we'll have to leave it there and come back to this one another time. Okay, this is a quick addendum to the final part of that vlog since Jen had to run off after that phone call. The only thing I want to say is there are pros and cons to collecting and certain things that you should avoid. Now, the first thing you want to avoid is mission creep. Everyone does it. At some point in collecting, you'll think, oh, actually, I like that as well as the thing I was collecting. Try and keep focus. That's your main thing. If you want to collect, you want to be a successful collector who doesn't get burnt out or feel like they've taken on more than they can chew. I just find that actually there's too much stuff that you're collecting and you don't really want it anymore. If you want to avoid all of that, keep focused on what you actually want to collect. There's no problem with buying an extra thing here and there. Like, for example, if you're collecting books and you see, oh, I actually want to read that. That's fine. Of course it is. That's not collecting there. That's picking up a book because you want to read it. It's the same thing when I'm collecting my games. I have a focused set. I'm trying to go for a complete set of PlayStation 2. If I see a Nintendo 64 or a Mega Drive game and I want that, that's fine. But my focus is on getting the PlayStation 2 because I want the complete set. And of course, if you're buying one thing, you can't afford another when it comes up. So stay focused. It means that you end up with less space taken up. You end up with less a chance of burnout from thinking, oh, I've taken on too much. Things like that. That is your main thing. But the things to remember when you're going for a set are, look at the cheaper versions of whatever you're going for. For example, let's go back to books, the Penguin Classics here. There are loads of them. You can find them in bookshops. You can find them in charity shops. Charity shops are a good bet. Get the cheaper one in the charity shop, but maybe it's dog-eared and worn out and you want a good one. Well, you're going to have to pay a bit more for that. That's fine. But to get it on your shelf and have a copy that you don't mind reading, charity shop options always there. That's the thing to do. And it means that you're not spending too much to get your hobby going as well. Because at the end of the day, remember, that is the thing. Collecting's a hobby. It's like any other kind of hobby. Don't spend all your money on it. Don't make it so that you can't pay your bills because you're trying to get the next book in your collection or anything like that. Don't do that. Never put yourself into debt or risk not being able to pay bills just to do a hobby. Okay, that's a bit of an odd thing to end on, but it's true. A lot of people that I've met in the collecting community would stick by that mantra. Don't go above your means. Okay, see you next time. Bye.